Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome to my next Let's Talk Total War Three Kingdoms, where we're doing another Warlord Legends, Yuan Shao. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm going to stop going on about it because I know I did a bit last time. I do apologise for that. As always, I've already shared it on my Twitter, so I'm not going to click the link like I usually do. But yeah, so we've got a lot more. It's our second thing today. As always, big disclaimer, guys. Everything in here is subject to change. I'm not Creative Assembly staff, so everything I'm saying could also be complete and utter rubbish. So, yeah. Okay, so, Yuan Shao, the Alliance leader. Okay, Yuan Shao, a handsome and charismatic lord. He was Jin's right-hand man and the instrument in the defeat of the 10 attendants. I don't know what that is, I'm going to be honest, so please feel free to tell me. He thrives on alliances and is able to build up large forces that include military captains and their retinues. His notable lineage affords him many additional opportunities, such as more efficient occupation options. Okay, so he is a commander. His nickname is the Dragon of Yuan. And the playstyle is the Alliance leader. So we can kind of guess where he's going to be. So who is he? Okay, we already had some of this. So he resisted Dong Zhuo's attempts to get him on board with his plans to dethrone the current child emperor and replace him with an even younger, more malleable alternative, opening a rift between the two of them. Yuan Shao was then pressed by Cao Cao to call all able-bodied men to join a coalition against the tyrant, joining him in protesting Deng Xiao's military takeover of the capital. When Yuan Shao and his allies drafted troops to fight against Deng Xiao, the tyrant attempted to make peace with him, only for Yuan Shao to slay several of the envoys that came to greet him. With Emperor Xian as Deng Xiao's puppet, Yuan Shao and Han Fu sought to establish Liu Yu as emperor in his place, a proposal that was abandoned due to objections of Liu Yu himself. Yuan Shao is descended from power and prestige. His great-grandfather, Yuan An, is well known for having built the lofty Yuan dynasty, while his grandfather, Yuan Tang, is a high-ranking minister of the Han dynasty. However, his father, Yuan Theng, is something of a controversial figure, with rumours suggesting that Yuan Shao may not actually be his son at all. Ooh. Playstyle. Yuan Shao's is a charismatic and noble leader of men. Men whose appeal... I'm going to start that again. Sorry. Yuan Shao is a charismatic and noble leader of men whose appeal to the common soldier cannot be underestimated. His unique ability to recruit retinues that are led by a military captain and not by a commanding general provides him with a way to quickly bolster his forces, and as long as he is the faction leader, he will also benefit from a reduction in these retinues' costs. So, is that the secondary leaders we've seen in armies? So, you've obviously got your general, and then you generally have two other leaders, and I'm thinking that's what it means by retinues. So is that what allows you to have extra troops? We'll have to see more of that. I don't want to hypothesize too much, because I don't know about that. It's primarily his lineage that is a driver of Yuan Shao's significant charisma and influence. Yuan Shao gains lineage when he is in alliances or coalitions. So lineage is also going to be something which benefits us. There's going to be a figure there somewhere from the sounds of that. And if the faction leader is leading armies in the field, bringing characters into his faction means he must pull some strings and make promises based on his nobility, effectively expanding his currency. Yuan Shao can also use his lineage to more effectively pacify captured settlements. Notably, Yuan Shao is one of a few characters able to forge alliances right at the start of the game. Only his half-brother Yuan Shu can do this as well. All this means Yuan Shao is best suited to focusing on alliance gameplay, so always making sure to care about your diplomatic relationships and to be involved with as many factions as possible while building up large forces. Compromising military captains and their retinues is a wise choice. So he sounds like he's going to be able to get a big military to start with, and he's going to be able to start using his diplomacy to build alliances and things in the open. Kind of the opposite of what they've discovered Cao Cao, who'll be pulling the strings in the background. This guy uses his lineage, his influence to build influences in public and control people and build the alliances. Guanzi. We'll read this down here. Oh no, it's different. So Yuan Shao's rivalry with his half-brother Yuan Shu is a driving force between them both. Yuan Shu believes that he is the rightful heir to their family name, and that Yuan Shao has stolen his birthright. The two are often at odds, and Yuan Shao must prove, and as Yuan Shao you must prove that you are a superior candidate. Although Yuan Shao is a charismatic leader of soldiers, he struggled to gain the appreciation of comrades of an equal footing. Nevertheless, when Chu and Yan Liang and Yan Liang have been with Yuan Shao since the very beginning, his two best generals and formidable warriors, they make an excellent team. There's also the not insignificant matter of his rivalry with his half-brother, as we've discovered. We've already had that bit. So starting position. Yuan Shao's starting location is a relatively safe one that gives him an opportunity to swiftly unify the Wei commandery. With plenty of farmlands and agriculturally rich provinces, he has lots of resources to draw on in order to forge a strong foundation for a thriving realm. So we're starting here. We have seen a few people sounding around here, but obviously it's going to be relatively secure. I assume it means there's either friends around you or there's going to be other people. We do know the bandits start over here. We've seen that. But we'll have to see. It doesn't look secure, but I assume it's probably is more secure than it looks, and it's probably got allies around you. Although the coalition against Dongzhou has since broken down, this is a perfect situation for Yuan Shao. There are many advantages and new alliances to be made. Yuan Shao starting we've had that one. Okay, with plenty of farmland. Yeah, we've had all of that. The initial dilemma. Yuan Shao's initial dilemma focuses around conflict between Han Fu and Gulgun Zan. Who will you support? Gulgun Zan is asking you to aid him in an attack on Han Fu, an idea that you yourself put in his head. So that's probably what happened historically, we'll find out in a second. But at the same time, Han Fu is seeking refuge in your realm and is willing to pass his lands on to you in return. Ooh. So you can choose to get the lands, but it's going to annoy people. Whereas this is just telling us about it, and that's what we just had. It falls to you whether you stand by your province to Gulgun Zan and declare war on Han Fu, thus improving your relations with the former, or use this opportunity to increase the size of your realm by taking Han Fu into the fold, confederating his faction in yours, which will understandably upset Gulgun Zan. Campaign progression. Yuan Shao is in a good position in the early game, with numerous fertile and profitable commanderies within reach, enabling him to forge a powerful kingdom in these lands. Most of the initial neighbours are relatively minor factions who are easily conquered to further increase Yuan Shao's power. However, once he's laid down the foundations for a sturdy power base, Yuan Shao must expand, an endeavour that could benefit from setting around conquering everything north of the Yellow River. Things get a little bit more difficult for Yuan Shao when mid-game rolls around after the minor factions have been snapped up, especially as he will often find himself sandwiched between major players such as Gorg Sun Zan, Cao Cao, Zhongzhou, and his half-brother, Yuan Shao. Yuan Shao's ultimate aim is to become the emperor, a goal that will require all his strength and mastery to fulfill. What kind of player is he for? As the leader of a coalition, the charismatic Yuan Shao will appear to players with diplomatic flair who want to focus on alliances and political manoeuvring. His ability to field military captains as leaders of retinues enables him to build strong forces without the necessity of controlling the satisfaction and loyalties of his generals. Powerful and ostentatious, Yuan Shao is one for those who know they'll make an excellent emperor. Obviously, we've got the excellent extra reading here as well, guys. He does sound like a very interesting one. He sounds like he's... It does sound like he's going to have an easier start, which, while it says it's going to get trickier late game, I don't think that's necessarily the case, because generally an easy start means an easy mid-game, easy late game. And certainly if we can snap up all the territory north of the Yellow River, which I'm assuming is this one going through here, you know, that's going to be a big chunk of territory he is directly controlling fairly quickly. Obviously, we do have the bandits we know about over here, but, well, we'll have to see. But the alliance, the using of alliances does sound interesting, especially having read the alliances blog, which came out today. I do have a video on that as well, if you do want to look at that. He sounds like an interesting one. Again, I'm not sure who I'll play to start with, but he's definitely one I do want to be playing. That said, I've said that about everybody so far. As always, guys, please feel free to pop any comments in the comment section. Let me know your opinion, what you think of him and his play style. Or jump over to my Discord and say hi there. There's a link to my Discord in the comments and the description, as well as links to my Twitter and my Patreon, as well as my affiliations with Fanatical and Overclockers UK. Thank you very much for your time, guys, and I do hope you have enjoyed this.